Welcome to the Ready, Set, Collaborate podcast with Wanda Pearson. And I am so excited to have my guest, Andy Robinson, on. And Andy's going to give us a treat of his mind. He's a mindset coach, but he's going to help us to be able to get our mindsets together by coaching. And I am so excited for you, Andy, to be on my podcast. And it's what a great way to have you on for the end of the year to give us some answers to what we need to do to get ourselves together to prepare for 2025. Can you believe it, Andy?
I can believe it because
Yeah.
time's always going by quickly. Thank you, Wanda. So excited to be here and have this conversation with you. And just, yeah, as we near the beginning of the year, goal setting, how we approach the next year, how we're thinking about it. It's really important stuff that I think can help a lot of people just have a better life in 2025. So excited to
Absolutely.
chat.
Absolutely. And I agree with that. That's why I thought you would be a great guest to come on. But I'm going to talk about you. I'm going to read your bio to
Okay.
tell people what you have done and how you have served your country and served our country. So I want to thank you. So Andy Robinson brings over 18 years of experience in resilience, growth, and purpose-driven achievement to LFG Mindset Consulting. After sustaining a life I can't even say this, altering injury while serving as a Marine in Iraq, Andy committed to building a fulfilling and independent life. Through determination and a focus on personal development, he overcame significant challenges, including earning his college degree and cultivating a vision for a purpose-driven future. I love that. With a track record of entrepreneur success, Andy built a 20 million annual revenue line for his employer from the ground up before founding LFG Mindset Consulting. Andy is dedicated to helping professionals and athletes clarify their purpose, establish a clear vision, and achieve meaningful goals. Through his workshops and coaching, he provides practical strategies and insights to empower others to navigate challenges, unlock opportunities, and create impactful results in their personal and professional lives. I love that, Andy. You said it all in
So,
this bio. I love that what you're doing because a lot of us don't know how to start, especially setting our goals. And I also do coaching myself. I have one of my clients. I'm teaching her how to set her goals and
that's right.
really whatever your passion is, let's start with that. But no, thank you so much for coming on. So
Yeah.
just tell us a little bit more about yourself. Then I'm going to ask you some questions.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Like you mentioned, Wanda, I started my adult life by joining the Marine Corps right out of high school. And it was an amazing experience. It was truly an adventure. And I was in the Marine Corps for about 6 years, and I went
Mhm.
to Iraq twice and sustained injuries. My truck got blown up by a roadside bomb towards the end of my second deployment to Iraq. And I sustained injuries that really impacted my life. So for 1 minute, one day, I'm running around the world as a physically fit Marine, doing a job with full of purpose. And the next day, I'm not doing that anymore. And I'm not going to do that anymore ever again. And my physical abilities, athleticism, strength at the age of 23 was no longer there. Now, I could have allowed that to impact my mindset,
Mhm.
and that could have been the biggest thing that ever happened to me, and I never could have recovered from it. I would,
Mhm.
a lot of folks, even service members, have similar things happen to them. They move back in with their families, with their parents. They accept disability for the rest of their lives and don't really find the next thing for themselves. And that's just how it goes. I
Mhm.
didn't want that to happen, right? And it's been an amazing adventure since then of accomplishments and success and just a fulfilled life. And I want to share the skills that I learned over those years, as well as more mindset ideas that I now study with other people to help them, right, use their minds to get to where they're going, where they want to go, where you want
That
to go. It's so important.
that is awesome, and I really admire you for doing that because you could have just sat back, just people just they give up,
Right?
and you
Yeah.
didn't give up. So you
Nope.
took your disabilities to bring it into helping other people. Say you don't have to be stuck in that
Right.
situation, and I admire that. And I actually have to say, my brother and my nephew were in the Marines as well.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God they got out. You just
Right.
never know. You never know
No.
what can happen. So I'm just so happy to see you and to have you on my podcast to share your story. The role of collaboration in achieving your goals, your personal, professional goals. How did you collaborate to get to where you are now?
One, you have to be open to help. No one gets there by themselves. No one.
Mhm.
And I don't care how successful. The more successful, in fact, the more successful person you find, if you have the opportunity to speak to them and ask them about collaboration and help, you'll find that they've had more people help them, right?
Yeah.
The more
Yeah.
successful you become, the more people you have to thank. And the same thing happens though when you collaborate and help others too. So you get what you give, and it just happens that way. Karma is not this, it's not this fanciful thing. It's real. Like it's just logical. So as far as collaboration, there's been several people in my life as I've come through, whether it was people that I served with in the military to people that I knew in high school that years later were able to encourage me to try different things or introduce me to different people. And just introducing, right? Collaboration, just
Mhm.
opening your network to someone is amazing and is very important. And networking is very important. But yeah, collaboration has been, of course, I have a great partner in my wife that I've been married to for 20 years. So having that collaboration at home that helps in both your personal and your professional life is very
Mm.
important as well. And just finding along the way, finding people and believing that having faith, having the attitude of expectancy that the right people will be put in place for the right
Mhm.
time, for the right purpose, right? It's going to happen. It's going to
Yes.
happen for me. Not, oh, I don't know anybody's. And if you say this, if you say that statement too, that will be true.
Yeah.
If you say the statement of, oh, I don't know anyone
Yes.
who could help me get there.
Yes.
Oh, no one wants to help me. Or, oh,
Mhm.
I just don't have access to fill in the blanks. That will be true for you as well. But if
Mhm.
you wake up and say, hey, you know what? Today's going to be a great day. I'm going to meet the people that I can serve. I'm going to meet people that can serve me, help serve me and my purpose.
Mhm.
I'm going to make the right connections, right? I go to networking multiple times a week. And
Mhm. Yes.
the drive over there and other times, but especially the drive there,
Yeah.
before I go into that space, I'm going to meet people that I can help and serve. And I'm
I
also
love it.
going to meet people that will help me achieve my goals. I'm going to leave everyone I meet with the feeling of increase.
Mm.
That's how I
That's
go into
awesome.
it. That's how I
Yeah.
go into it. And
Yeah.
you know what? It happens. You meet the people and you
Yeah.
just have to have the right attitude about it.
Absolutely. And God puts those people in your space to
Mhm.
know that that is the right partnership,
Right.
collaboration. And that's why I named my podcast Ready Set Collaborate. Because I've always been, when COVID happened, I
Hmm.
got on Zoom and just started
Hmm.
doing webinars with
Right.
people
Right.
and having entrepreneurs on. So I was told to do this podcast. And that's why I named it Ready Set Collaborate, because I like to collaborate with other entrepreneurs. And I always say collaboration is the key to success.
It
It
is.
really is, because you're helping each other out, and that
Hmm.
success comes from each one working with each other. So let me ask you another question. You probably already answered it though. What's the most significant mindset shift that you've been seeing in yourself and others or others?
I see the most significant mindset shift is in in myself and others is identifying what you want
Mhm.
and believing that you can have it. Making the decision. Like, first off, for a lot of people, they shy away from what they want. They don't want to go too big.
Yep.
Right? There's this, we were raised with certain ideas about things. We're raised with certain ideas of what a relationship is supposed to look like, what your income is supposed to look like, what your life is supposed to look like, what kind of houses that maybe that's too much, or what kind, why would you drive a Lamborghini? That's, oh, people that drive Lamborghinis are horrible, money grabbing, just horribly unethical people. No, they're not.
Yeah.
No, they're not. It's a car. It's a thing. It's
It's
not a
material.
moral statement about who they are as a person.
Yeah.
And if they have a good heart and if they provide a good service to people, then that level of success is attributed to the number of people that they could help, the amount of service that they could provide. right? Like we're not stealing money from banks. We're not robbing
Right.
banks. We're not stealing from people.
Hmm.
So the biggest mindset shift I see is when people truly identify what it is that they want and what that future version of themselves looks like when they attain that goal,
I
right?
love it.
So
I
say
love
what
it.
you want, and then what does that version of you look like? What do they tolerate? What do they not tolerate?
Mm-hmm.
What do they do with their time? How do they dress? Where do they live? Like, what does their circle look like? Who are their clients? Once you figure out what you want, then you can place everything else in order. But until you know that, until you have the courage to speak it, even if it's just to yourself, you're not going to figure out, you're going to have marginal growth forever. That's all. But if you really want to
Absolutely.
grow and have a real adventure, figure out what it is that you want. And when I
If you
see
want.
people that click for people, then things start to change.
And that was my next question because you probably already, how do you help people break free
Right.
from limiting beliefs and paradigms?
Right. So breaking free from limiting beliefs and paradigms. So our paradigm is formed over time, right? And it is a set of habitual like beliefs and thoughts that really controls most of our behavior. This is why in your mind you can say, "Oh, it's a great idea to go to the gym." You never do because your paradigm is, "I'm okay not going." So how do we change that? We get in tune with what our mind is telling ourselves. Isn't it crazy that you can have a conversation, an argument in your mind with yourself? That's just wild. But
Mhm.
we take those statements of Andy never gets I never get my stuff done. I don't see things through to completion. I don't spend the time doing what I'm supposed to be doing. We take those statements and we flip them around and we drill them into our subconscious. We say all the time, I am a very effective taskmaster. I'm very
Absolutely.
productive. I'm a
Absolutely.
very,
Affirmations.
yeah, you say it all the time. I am very
Affirmations.
productive. I am a very productive person. I am a
Mhm.
productive person. I go around my house and I'm talking to myself most of the time. If you were to hack into my little home security cameras, you would see Andy going around his house talking to
Mhm.
himself
Mhm.
because I am, because it changes things. When you start to tell yourself that different thing and then you start aligning those actions with that is how you stop the self-limiting beliefs. And you also really build a picture around the person that you are becoming,
Mhm.
right? So let's say that my goal is to make $10 million a year, to have 200 clients, whatever my goal is. What, how does that version of Andy handle sales or
Mhm.
marketing or networking or tasks? That guy, oh, he gets it done with ease. If I'm becoming that, okay, then I need to relax into that too. I need to relax into that version of myself and feel it every day, every
I,
day.
I love that. And I want to ask you this question. So, what advice do you have for someone struggling to
Mhm.
set or achieve their goals?
Call me. No, just kidding. But no,
You know what? And that's what you want to do. You want to call him
yes,
and
no, absolutely. But no, if you're struggling to set or achieve goals, understand this, that a goal is made to for you to grow. It's not necessarily made for you to achieve.
Mhm.
I've set goals that I haven't achieved
Yeah.
by the time I said I was going to. And that's okay because I still grow a lot. Now I look back and I say, okay, what obstacles came in there that maybe stopped? Where do I need to be? How can I adjust so I can achieve that goal next time? So that's all right. So if you're not achieving your goals, then let's look at what your goal is like and make sure we're setting it up correctly. But yeah, if you're having a hard time, honestly, it is all in your mind. You haven't made the decision to yet.
Mhm.
You haven't
Yep.
made the decision to yet. You haven't made the decision that you're that person. You're not visualizing enough your goal achieved. There is so much power in living in the wish fulfilled.
Mm.
Sitting there's, I know it sounds crazy, especially for entrepreneurs that love to hustle,
Mhm.
right? But that's not where the change is. The change is in take 15, 30 minutes a day and sit in the wish fulfilled. Tell me what it feels like, tastes like, smells like. looks, sounds in your wish fulfilled when you're sailing your boat in the Florida Keys because
Mhm.
you're that successful, or whatever it is that you want to be doing with your success. That's how you change, is in your mind first. The last place you'll experience your goals is in your five senses. If you're not experiencing it in your mind first, you'll never have it in the real life. You
Yeah,
won't.
yeah. I love that. Wish fulfilled. That's the good way of putting that there. So, and we're winding down here. How do you incorporate habits and visualization into your coaching strategies?
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So visualizations in my coaching strategy is, like I said, an everyday thing. So we're doing it every day. We are writing for 15 minutes at least every day about an aspect of our future selves. Tell me about a vacation. Tell me about an interaction with a client. Tell me about a professional event that you hosted or attended. Tell me about a restaurant that you went to celebrate a win. Tell me about the win, like all of
Mhm.
it, like all the details, all of it. So we're doing that, right? And then we're also identifying the habits of your future self. What habits does that future version of you have that you
Mhm.
need to learn and adapt and create for yourself? What habits do you have right now that your future version doesn't have? And let's
Yeah.
get rid of those. Let's kill those. Let's get them out of here. So let's change things and let's write them down. Let's keep ourselves accountable.
Accountability.
That's the only way we're going to grow, is to set it in our mind that we make a firm decision that we want more, and then we go for it.
I love that. I love that. And I want you to explain to what's the most valuable lessons from your military service that you apply to your work today?
The most valuable lesson I would say is your attitude is everything.
Mm,
Your attitude is everything. There's so many times in the military where, whether it's training or just day-to-day life or combat or whatever, that there's just a lot of opportunity where you're doing things that you might not necessarily enjoy, right?
mhm. Yeah.
You get to choose what attitude you respond with. And the same thing happens now in life, in everyone's life. Your attitude is what you can control. Absolutely. It takes a
I,
little bit, takes some work, but your attitude is what you can control. So do
mhm.
that and you can change a lot of things.
I love that because I think about you when you didn't give up and you actually strive to be what you are today and also helping people. And like I said before, there's a lot of people that get stuck in that mindset
Mm-hmm.
that I can't do anything, but you got to turn it around. And like you said,
Right.
I actually say every day, something good is going to happen to me today.
Absolutely.
And
And
you have to believe it.
say it as you go to sleep, as you're going to sleep,
Hmm.
as you're like, your eyelids are getting heavy.
Hmm.
Tell yourself, tomorrow I'm going to wake up with gratitude and I'm going to wake up
Really.
expecting that good things are going to happen. Right. And
Absolutely.
always choose the higher vibrating attitude. There's a lower vibrating point of view and a higher vibrating point of view.
Hmm.
Right.
Hmm.
Lower vibrating point of view is, oh, there's obstacles that I'm not going to be able to overcome. This sucks. It's gonna be painful to go through it, and it's probably not going to work out.
Hmm.
Or, oh yeah, there's obstacles that I can overcome, and in overcoming those obstacles, I'm going to learn new skills. I'm going to make new relationships. I'm going to feel new success. It's going to be an adventure.
Hmm.
Which is higher and which is lower? Choose this every time, right?
Yeah.
Because it's going to get you a better life. Just
And that's the
is.
affirmations that we talk
Hmm.
about,
Yeah.
having those positive affirmations to bring down. So I'm winding down and I want you the
Mhm.
last question. How do you define success and how has that definition evolved over time for you?
Originally, I would say I was more online with the definition of success we find in the dictionary, right? Like
Mhm.
like the accomplishment of an aim, right? Yay, we did it. I have a better I have a definition that I prefer more now, and that is success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal.
Mhm.
So just doing the work, just the steps forward is success in itself. So the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. If what you're doing is worth your time, just taking steps forward is success in itself. You're becoming better. You're becoming better every day. Yesterday can be the worst you've ever been. Today can be the worst I'll ever be. I'm gonna be better at it every day.
Yeah, I agree. This is my last question because I want to get
Mhm.
into it. Can you give an example of a collaboration that transformed your perspective or business?
Oh yeah, a bunch of
There's
them.
a lot of them. Give us the most important one there.
I think the most important one was really that called me to become a mindset coach, and that was through going through coaching myself with some of my colleagues. And it's just getting in a room with other people and talking about what's important to you, and hearing other people's accounts of how them changing their mindset helped them achieve better, right? Live a better life. And just that collaboration, it was a small group of like less than 20 people, and just high vibrating, I would say high vibrating communities and environments, right? Having the people around you that are doing well and thinking well is really important. You get around more people like that, the better you'll be.
Absolutely, absolutely. And Andy, you really shared a lot of great information with us. And I really suggest people to really contact you as far as a coaching and consulting because we need it today. We need to get our mindset together as
Right.
far as to in order to survive, in order to be successful.
Yeah.
So I thank you for definitely being on this podcast, Ready Set Collaborate podcast. Now, you want to contact Andy, Andy, tell him how they can contact you.
You can email me at andy@lfgmind.com. You can give me a call and 470-835-0095 or a text. And I would just love to have a conversation with you about your mindset, how you're approaching how you think, and what you want out of life. Let's have a conversation. And I just look forward to getting to know people. I love having these conversations on these topics with folks and finding the people that I can work with so they can build a vision for the future that they truly desire and go get it. Let's go get it.
Absolutely. And make sure you follow Andy on social media at LFG Mind on Instagram,
Yep. Yep.
TikTok,
Yep.
and LFG Mindset Consulting on Facebook. So go follow him. And that's how you can get in touch with him too and ask him questions there.
Yes.
So I know you were doing some coaching. You was trying to do 100 coaching. You still
I'm
got that going on?
I'm still, yep, still between now and the new year and even after, right?
Mhm.
We have a free workshop for just a one-on-one to help you identify, right? Like, so a lot of people have had New Year's resolutions and hasn't really worked out before,
Yeah,
right?
for years, right?
I know why, and I can help you.
Mhm.
So it's called Goal Rush 2025 because everybody's already in that New Year's resolution goal
Yeah,
type setting. So we'll help you identify what it is you truly want and then set an actionable goal so you have something you can really go for and attain in 2025 and have it be your best year yet.
awesome, awesome. Thank you, Andy, for being on here. You just coach me along as we're talking here.
Thank
So
you, Wanda. You know, it's great. It's great to connect, and I really appreciate the opportunity to
yeah.
share.
Thank you so much. So, audience, make sure you follow Andy Robinson on his social media, but also set up a call with him and see how he can help you to start your 2025 off in the right way. Thank you for being on the Ready Set Collaborate with Wanda Pearson. Make sure you all follow, share. I'm on YouTube, on Spotify, every podcast platform you can find my podcast. Ready Set Collaborate with Wanda Pearson. I have some awesome guests just as Andy is my awesome guest, and I wanted to end the year with trying to get everybody ready for 2025. So follow, share, and like my podcast. Thanks again, Andy, for being on the podcast.
Thank you,
Appreciate it.
Wanda. Happy New Year.
Oh, yeah. Yes, definitely. I want to say happy, thankful Thanksgiving, because I think yours is going to be after Thanksgiving. There's going to be
Right.
live, but happy Thanksgiving and happy New Year. Happy holidays.
Right. All
All right. Take care.